من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا نبينا شفينا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا نبينا شفينا محمد وبارك وسلم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله النبي الحبيب الكريم. Welcome to International Sufi Center. We have been carrying on series of talks and interviews and lectures on various topics of Sunni Sufi path, which is an Islamic path, which is the path of Shariat, Tariqat, Marifat, Haqiqat and Wudiyat. All are totally interlinked. Sufism teaches beyond the mere ablution and performance of namaz, zakat, giving charity and performing hajj. It is an inner path to the Lord Almighty, to reach Him, to win His friendship with devotion, with sincerity, with sacrifice, with love. Love is the most beautiful flowers in the garden of life. Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi's poetry revolves around love, and he commences it with the lamentation of the flute who has separated from the tree and longs to go back and join the tree, join the bamboo tree. That is, it has a sad song of separation. Separation from the lover, among the lovers, is a great pain. It gives tremendous melancholy. The lovers would like to mingle, meet and be one and love each other. So Jalaluddin Rumi, in one of his poems, O Love, has placed his praise to love. It reads, O love, O pure deep love, be here, be now, be all, worlds dissolve into your stainless, endless radiance. Frail living leaves burn with your brighter than cold stars. Make me your servant, your breath, your care. Our lectures have been not only on the various aspects of Sufi wisdom and spiritual consciousness, but we have also been giving lectures and interviews on as to how the path to Lord can be made more smooth and easy, so that we can reach the Lord with great sincerity and sacrifice. Sincerity is something which is not showy, which is not one of glitter and glamour, but sincerity refers to the deep love in the heart. When one sacrifices all his needs, all his time to achieve the goal of being an obedient and a loving servant. This has been the goal of all the good Muslims, but those who have achieved higher plane, higher knowledge, higher wisdom through their sacrifice, prayers, and achieved the light of the Lord, have always, and by their purification of their soul, have always been referred to as Sufis. Sufis who have achieved the goal of unification with the Lord. The unification has always been with love, and that love is also referred to as Ishq. Ishq dam Jibreel, Ishq dile Mustafa, Ishq Khuda ka Rasool, Ishq Khuda ka Nabi. So the purpose of creation, as has been explained by the Lord in the Quran Sharif, has been وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have created the jinnats the beings from the fire and the human beings for the purpose of my obedience, for the purpose of giving love not only to me but to all the created things of the universe. God has created all that is things which are there in the universe for the purpose of compassion, mercy and love. When we become too selfish, self-centered, and we become one for ourselves without realizing the greatness of the Lord, the beautiful, the Jamal, the Jamil, and His beauty and love enshrined in every particle of His universe, then we have missed the goal. Our goal is not just by repeating all the great names of the Lord, but also to realize ourselves and to realize the Lord, the magnificent, the merciful, the greatest of all the things which are there in the world. Nothing is greater than the Lord, the unseen, but who has got the power to keep watch over everything, over a black ant which is in the deepest realms of a mountain. God has the eyes, and He can bestow His power to any of His beloved friend. We have always talked about friendship and what friendship means to us and friendship means to others. The God always refers to His friends as Wali Allah. They are my friends. All Nabis, all Paygambars have been Wali Allahs. They have always been nearer to the Lord by terms of their withstanding the test which the Lord gives to them. They overcome all the miseries, all the difficulties, all the trials and tribulations which come their way, and the friendship is won in such a way that all the curtains and veils which blur the light of the Lord are removed, and the light slowly and steadily enters the soul, the mind and the heart, and the person becomes an enlightened one. An enlightened person is in a glorious stage, in a stage when he can bless the Lord's love and His magnificence to all His creatures. The peace and contentment are divine gifts which are to a tortured mind and soul. The torture is for the purpose with separation from the loved ones, from the great love. The child always yearns for the mother in the absence of the mother. Even if you give toys, sweets or anything, the child will never take that till his quest to hug the mother is fulfilled. The child weeps, cries, wails, and wants the mother to come and hug him, to take him in his arms. So likewise, any friend who is cast away from the doors of the Lord would like to return back to the Lord, and his mind glimmers with enlightened thoughts, and he is away from the ignorance and fear that fear which crumbles a very strong person. A strong person is one who does not have any fear of separation, fear of losing the friendship. Friendship is like a lily white. Its fragrance is sweet like honey, lasting till time's endless sight, flowing smoothly like a river, without asking from the Lord any comfort or any wealth or any other thing which will satiate the senses. But the only sense which is there is that of compassion and mercy. And they live a life of solitude, a life of purity, a life of wisdom, a life which is without any cravings for the wealth. They have dissolved all the anger, all jealousy, all evils in the mind and heart. The 7 deadly sins have been dissolved in the mind and heart, and only good aspects are nourished and cherished. It is through the training a Sufi gets from his parents, from his relatives, from his masters, and he takes a vow on the master's hand to lead a truthful life, a pure life, a sincere life, a humble life. Humility is the first lesson of wisdom. If you want to acquire Sufi wisdom and spiritual consciousness, then you have to purify your inner soul, and the purification begins with your taking up to a humble, simple, and a very cherished life. The companions who are all Sufis who live there together, or they live with those people who are having a yearning to live a good and pure life, they are companions, and they have in their bosom love, plenty of love, and it is like sun's generosity. The friendship is like a sun's generosity. It is shining on them. The tranquility of moon. The moon gives a cool light in the darkness. That light is the friendship. It spreads into the mind and heart, and it spreads to all persons who are around them. It glows. Once the friendship comes in the mind and heart, it begins to glow. It develops a magnetic feeling, and it attracts all those people who are loving, who have a yearning to be good people, who want to have goodness as their goal, who want to achieve good things of life and not waste their life away in doing things which are useless, does not give any productivity to the development of the inner soul. The vastness of an ocean is like friendship itself. The friendship is so vast like an ocean, and the friendship enriches mind and soul. Normally you look for friends in light and shade, to share joys, mirth and gaiety, to seek comfort, solace and happiness, to share woes and enrich hopes, to steer the ship of life to safe shores. You want to share your griefs, you want to share your secrets, you want to take advice, you want to do all that is good in the life so that you can reach the path of goodness, the path of ever enlightenment. So it is the sayings of all the great Sufis, Buddhas, Mahaviras and all great souls that one can achieve goodness only through sacrifice. Love is sacrifice. Love should not be self-centered. Love should not be for your own benefit, for your own self-craving, but love is giving. Love is to give, and when you give more you get more. More of inner emotional change to betterness. It is not selfishness, it is not self-centeredness. Love is something very great, like a vast ocean. Friendship renews bonds to sew warmth which is hidden in the nature's breast. It instills in mind strength of iron to unfold thrill, to tickle sweet dreams, to reach the zenith of inner peace. Now, love always calls for acts of compassion. Acts of compassion is not to show off the wealth, the pomp and glory, but the acts of compassion are like silent flowing streams. What you do with one hand should not, the other hand should not know. The eyes should glimmer. The compassion, mercy and love is exhibited to your beautiful eyes. Eyes should not show anger. Eyes should not show consternation. Eyes should not show anything which represents frown, anger, jealousy, hatred. But the eyes should sparkle with love. So when you are having love, you are compassionate to all the beings who are around you. The sanctimonious sacrifice of animals which are done on the altar of ever-living deity in a fulfillment of command or oath, or on the days of the festivals, or as an act of obedience, has to be with true love. It has to be with sacrifice. Sacrifice, inner sacrifice. You are placing all your earnings, your earnings, everything which you have acquired in life, totally you are placing on the altar of the great being. The great being says, you give 2% of your earnings, 2.5%. But a Sufi says, oh my Lord, I will take only which is required for me for my bare sustenance. And I will place the entire 98% in the threshold of love, so that the love can spread to the world. And the world can become a place for good people. And the world becomes a better place for peace and happiness and for joys and solace. The aim will be to acquire peace, to acquire happiness, to acquire joy, to acquire grace, to acquire beauty, to acquire all that is there to maintain peace in the world. Peace in the world cannot be obtained with self-aggrandization, with self-acquisition, with selfishness, with being sloth, with being lazy. One has to give up laziness. One has to take this life as a serious matter. It does not, of course, Lord does not say you should not enjoy what I have given you in plenty, but it has to be in moderation. It has to be in such a way that it does not destroy your health and peace and the good things which you acquire in life. Your own acquisition may destroy your good things in life. So a bleeding heart with humility, love, compassion shudders in fear of the omnipotent and omnipresent. It is always mindful that I should not do any act which will take away the friendship from the Lord, which brings in any barriers, which brings in any discomfort in our friendship. It is God says, I do not accept your meat or chops or the sheep or the goat or the cow which you give me, but I accept the love that pleases the Lord. Love and love alone for His creatures, for His creation, are the acts of compassion that pleases Him. Our journey is very small on this beautiful planet, but the most significant period of life is the childhood, when we really feel the love of our parents, our relatives, those people who are around us. Of course, there are unfortunate people in the world who lose their childhood, the love in their childhood. They are deprived of the good things of life. Basic amenities are not available to them. But it's a testing period. God knows it. If persons have been deprived of the joys of the childhood, but God will make it up somewhere, in some period of their life, because God is merciful and He is very great. But this mercy and His greatness has to be distributed by those who are His friends. God's friends bring light to the people. They bring love to the people. They bring grace to the people. The God distributes His love and grace through His own creation, through His own things which are created in this world to serve man. Man has to acquire the good things of life and keep himself away from the devil. The devil is one who always creates dissension in the hearts of people. He is one who is very jealous. He does not like to see beauty around him. He carries a holier than thou attitude. He is always stiff-lipped, with collars up, without a smile. Cannot bear to see a smart fellow. He shuns good company and carries lot of gall, poison in his mind and heart. He moves slyly, stealthily to cause heartaches and burns. He instills fears and despairs when face to face. He holds a grudge, jealousy, and he does not like his own human mankind and tries to settle his old score for an imagined wrong without a cause. Such type of satanic people are full in this world. So those who are having friendship with the Lord has to realize that life is also full of thorns. There are people who are having satanic feelings, who are having jealous feelings, who does not want to create friendship, who does not want to bear good things in their mind, but they want to bear jealousy and poison. So this poison should not be spread. If you are having feelings against somebody who has done wrong to you, you have to bear patience. And you should be thankful to the Lord to having given you the patience to sustain the wrong done by another person. This has been the teachings of great saints and great prophets, and this has been brought down in the holy books. The Sufis would always advise their followers that the whole world is for you, and you should not bear any rancor or hatred for any person belonging to any creed or religion or color. Sahlul Kul is the policy. Compromise with everyone. Live with everyone. Live and let live. There should be absolutely no prejudice or hatred in the mind and heart for any of the Lord's creatures. If you have that, then you are bound to lose the friendship from the Lord. The light will suddenly pop off from the mind. So the Sufi's advice is always to be kind and gentle to one and all, so that your memory is cherished by others. They always say it is very difficult to achieve this kindness and gentleness. If you have to become a gentleman, it requires lot of training, lot of exercise. It is by not only by deep breathing, by chanting the God's words, but it is also by creating or installing certain controls in the mind and heart. You have to install controls. If you install controls on your own emotions, of outbursting emotions, emotions which go out of your mind, passions, anger and jealousy has to be controlled by lot of exercises. You have to carry out exercises of your mind. You have to learn from your teachers and others as to how you should install controls in the mind. When you have to put controls in the mind and with your training, with your self-control, then you develop slowly the good things of life like a kindness and gentleness, and you become a gentleman. You don't hurt others, nor you would like to harm others. The Sufi would say that there would be a basic level at which one should sink all differences and prejudices, and at that level one should share the pleasantries, courtesies and customary rights, and all at that level one should shake hands and hug each other. That is why you would notice that people visiting the mosque or relatives coming to the house greet each other and they hug each other. When they hug each other, the love is exchanged. In some nations, to kissing on the cheeks is a customary practice. That is only to show that I love you, and I mean love to you, I don't mean any harm to you. The Sufis would say from their life experience that destruction of the basic values is harmful, it is pernicious to the harmony of society and existence of good institutions. If you give up the goodness, then the harmony in your own heart and mind is lost. The cosmic harmony and the light which is there in your mind and heart slowly pops off, and your friendship with the Lord, the Merciful, is disconnected. You have to work very hard, you have to do charity, you have to do good deeds, you have to weep, you have to ask repentance to come back to that fold so that you can restart your goodness. See, people suffer from unemployment. People suffer from lack of finance to carry on their day-to-day life. There are so many disabilities and physical, mental and spiritual which man faces, and which is very difficult to carry on the day-to-day life. In that state you become abusive, you become very angry. So it is at this stage of life when one has to bear patience and to go to the place of worship regularly so that he can draw inspiration, he can draw good things of life. The teachers there, the priest there, the the saints who are living in those places, they will give consolation, they will bless, they will pray. The prayers of such good people are always answered, and the Lord in His mercy can bring a turn in your life, and your life can turn for better. If you want mercy, mercy has to be shown by you. You have to show mercy by various acts of kindness. It could be a very simple act. It will be a very simple thing. Maybe to water a plant, or to feed a bird, or to do some small sundry thing. But the God watches your intentions, your good intentions. Once your intentions are good and you want to make a change by repentance, automatically things will turn. Your friends, relatives will see your nature. They will notice that you are changing and you want to do good, you want to mean something good. So supposing if you have been carrying on certain activities but detrimental to yourself, to your own good, and you have been not caring about others, then you should stop at that stage, look into your own self and put all your efforts to curb that evil tendencies in you. Maybe you are sleeping too much, you are careless, you are going to clubs and playing cards, you are unmindful of your wife and children, unmindful of your parents. All these things has to be curbed, and you have to give much time to your wife and children, or your brothers or sisters, or to cleaning of your own house, or something. It may be too small, unnoticeable thing. It may be you are alcoholic, you have to give up alcoholism by taking assistance and help from your friends and doctors and others. Likewise, any small, it may be a very small thing for you, but it may be a very big thing to cut off the friendship from the Lord. So in the friendship there is no grievance, there is no grouse. Life is full of trials and tribulations. Life just cannot pass without trials and tribulation. Life is a tale of meetings and partings, of woes, sorrows and afflictions, pleasures, joys, mirth and laughter, regrets, repentances, remembrances, fading memories, future fears, hatred, harrowing experiences, heart's outpourings, mental outbursts, trials, turmoils, tears and tensions. They all get recorded in our own mind and heart, and we create a psychology in our mind. If we have to turn our inner psychology and remove all our weaknesses and fears, then we have to start washing our mind and soul with the soap of love, soap of kindness, with soap of affection, with the soap of compassion. So only then you develop love for Him, the Lord. Only then you start respecting Him. Only then you start honoring Him. Only then your each breath is spent in His service. Day and night they start merging, and you start becoming a slave for the Lord, like in Abdullah. Slave is Abdullah. So your dedication, your love of labor, they are all will be valued. Neither vagaries of weather, nor ill health, nor desires, nor slumber can deter you. With deep devotion, you start burning the candle of your life at the feet of the Master in total surrender. Then you will have no complaints. You will have no demands. Then you will have no compulsions, no grievances, no grief, no pain. You will be always cheerful. You will be happy. Happy go lucky chap. Undoubtedly, you will be captured by the Lord. Your aim should be to draw the attention of the Lord, the merciful. You should have strong faith and certainty that love exists, that God exists, love exists, and you will get back that love which you have. If you have been having all fair means, good wealth, you should be in a position to exchange pleasantries with people who are in need of it. Your own relatives, your own sisters, your nephews, your nieces, your close kith and kin, they are entitled to have your mercy, your charity, your goodness. So you must share. Only by sharing you will get. Show mercy, mercy will be shown. Only then the God's grace and mercy will be shown to you. You would have noticed how a dog becomes a great friend. Dog's friendship is well known. So you have to become like a dog to to serve the Lord. Only by service that you can befriend Him. The friendship of Lord is very important in to make our life a successful life, a good life, a worthy life, a life of virtue, a life of happiness, a life of joy. So the Sufi's philosophic mind has been so gracious, so good, that even after death they are revered, because God's blessings passes on through his all good things in life. You are taking benefit from stones, precious stones, from marbles. They all adorn our buildings. The precious stone, the jewels are made out of gold, silver, platinum. Likewise, the saints who have done the great work and sacrificed their life and they become martyrs, they are the friends of the Lord. They will remind us of the good things we have to cherish, the good things we have to practice. In order to do all these things which are required to be done to win friendship, we have to purify our heart, soul and mind. And when we purify our heart, soul and mind, acquire all that is required to acquire the good qualities by our practice, by our hard work, by slowly becoming friends with good people only and avoiding all that is bad, which gives difficulties to us, like going to all negative places which are not helpful and healthy, or indulging in unhealthy activities, then we are developing our inner soul. If you have already blessed with a good childhood, a good house, a good parents, a good wife and good children, you are a blessed person. You are blessed twice. You are going to receive many good things of life. Then you are the right person to do charity. Like all great charitable people in this world who have spread charity, the examples are many before us. We always know how great men have done great activities and won freedom for us, have won Nobel Prizes for our country with their acts of charity. Whether they are Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, or Khaja Mainuddin Tishtiya, Bande Nawaz, or Gesu Taras, or so many saints' mausoleums you find in our own town and city. We have to place our regards by placing a flower on their grave or reciting Fatiha and Khul. We are gaining the friendship of the Lord. To gain friendship of the Lord, we have to do good things and receive blessings and grace from our parents, from our children, from our relatives, from our friends, from our teachers, from our neighbors. And when we start getting the grace, the love in our heart and mind multiplies. And with this discourse on friendship and how we have to mold ourselves to be worthy of friendship and how we have to develop love and grace, we close this today's discourse and lecture on friendship to gain the Lord's grace. Allah inna awliya Allahi la khawfun alayhim wa lahum yahzanun. The friends of Allah have no fear, nor they have any greed, nor they have any they do not crave for wealth in this world. They crave only for love, God's friendship and God's love. So let us pray that we always are successful in our venture of acquiring love and spreading love and curbing all the evil tendencies which are passed on through the TV, through friends, through our living, through our bad people, through all the various type of people who are around us, whose aim is to extract wealth from us, to extract services from us and to harm us. Let us seek protection from the Lord, from all that is evil around us, from the devil who is there, and seek God's mercy to have only His friends. Hasbi Allahu ni'mal wakil, ni'mal mola, ni'mal nasir. Hasbi Rabbi Jallallah, Mafi Khalbi Ghairallah, Noor Muhammad Sallallah, Haq la ilaha illallah. बस है मुझको रब मेरा, नहीं दिल में इसके सिवा, नूर है सारा अहमद का, नहीं है कोई तेरे सिवा, हक ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, हक ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, इल्लल्लाहु इल्लल्लाह, इल्लल्लाहु इल्लल्लाह, हक ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह. रब्बना कुलूबना बाद इज़ हदैतना व हब लना मिन लदुनका रहमा इन्नका अंतल वहाब. रब्बना ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا كفر عنا سيئاتنا مع الأبرار ربنا أنزل علينا مائدة من السماء تكون لنا عيدا لأولنا وآخرنا آيات منك وارزقنا أنت خير الرازقين ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا ذرية قرة وادخلنا للمتقين إماما ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you very much for your kind patience in listening and taking interest in the teachings of Sufi path, Sufi wisdom and spiritual consciousness. Our recordings have been uploaded on www.internationalsuficenter.org and also on S.L.Peeran youtube.com. Please go through all the books which are uploaded and the teachings. It will always inspire you to live a good and spiritual life. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.